All right, we might be back. Let's see if we're back. I'm gonna refresh the screen and let's see what we got. I think either Facebook dumped us or, huh. All right, let's see if we get anybody back and if we've got some sound. Let me know if we have sound, you guys. Let's see what we got. I think. Okay, I see people coming back. Hey, Kathy. All right. You know what's a real bummer about that is I will have lost the part that shows you how to do the triple time. Darn it. I hate the internet and I hate Facebook. All right, hey guys, let's try that again. I don't know if it was my internet being weird or what. I am so sorry. Gosh, maybe I'll be able to upload the first part of that video. We'll see. I bet I can't, but we'll try. I'll try, and if not, well, you know, when it lives launch muted, and you have to click the sound speaker in the lower right corner. Huh. Yeah, Kathy, I think what I was seeing was some interesting issues with the internet, maybe. I'm so glad you guys came back. All right, when last we were together, I had just stamped the sentiment from Ride With Me in real red on my smallest piece of cardstock. And the next portion of that is to add my Christmas tree. So what I did to do the Christmas tree is, can you see this image? Is that better like that? Yeah. The image on the Christmas tree has these little doohickeys, that's a technical term, that I believe are meant to be like pine needles falling off. But I don't want those. I want them not on this stamp because I don't want it to interfere with my sentiment. So what I'm doing is, appreciate you guys coming back, I really do, and I many apologies for whatever caused whatever that was. But when I'm inking this for this image, what I'm doing is, because it's a photopolymer and I can really see it good, all I'm doing is inking the tree. So you can see all these little pine needles that are kind of floating around out here are not inked, okay? And I'm doing that because when I dry fit it, if you dry fit the truck like this, kind of, you're dry fitting stamps is what you're doing here, because you're building this image. And what I want to do is I want the tree right about there, and if I ink all of the little pine needles, then it's going to be right in the middle of my sentiment, and that's no good. So I see I can ink the top pine needles, and I can ink the bottom pine needles. And I leave the two middle pine needles uninked, which means they won't get in the way. Now this needs to be flat, like it's in the back of a pickup. And so there we go, just like that. Okay. Ba-boom. All righty. Hey, Karma, glad to see you. Appreciate you joining. Okay, and then we're going to use our Memento ink again. And I'm going to ink up my pickup truck, little pickup truck. And I kind of ink most of him because I don't really know how much of him is going to be stamped. And I hate to have an unfinished truck. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants an unfinished truck. And so then all I'm doing is I'm lining up the bed of the truck and the back of the cab with the bottom of the tree and giving it a little stamperoo, like so. And there we have the tree in the back of the truck. Boom, chakalaka. All right, and now we're gonna do a little coloring, just a little coloring. Let's see, where are you, Real Red? Okay, here's Real Red for my pick 'em up truck and Shaded Spruce for the, thanks Mary. Thank you, Kathy, appreciate you. Thanks, Karen. All right, so let's do a little coloring. I'll start with the pine tree. And what I'm going to do is use the brush end of the light Shaded Spruce and the bullet end of the dark. And we're just going to color him light to start with, like this. And then I'm going to come back and do some darkness around the edges. Like that. It's a very, very technical art technique. It's called the outline and flood technique. Also works on Christmas cookies, except I never do anything that requires outlining or flooding because that is too hard. That is way too hard for me. And it's too, I like doing that first cookie, and then I'm like, oh dear God, I've got 12,000 more. Oh no, that's not happening. Not doing it. So people get drop cookies from me, and if they want a cookie, it's going to be a drop cookie. That's just how it goes. Do you guys know what Texas cowboy cookies are? I do make some of those, and they're pretty freaking amazing, actually. They have approximately 3.8 million mix-ins, but that's a good thing, isn't it? I like mix-ins. Hey, Jenny, thank you for allowing us to proceed now. We appreciate that. All right, now I've got my Real Red, light and dark. When you see the blog post tomorrow, I'm going to be referring to Poppy Parade because that's the color that I used for the demo, for the blog post card, because, you know, that's how it worked out. And I didn't think ahead very good. Duh. What are the odds of that happening? Okay, so I'm just getting real red all the way around here. And then we'll come back and do a little shading. This is not how my friend Sue would do, but that's okay. Because, you know, I am no Sue when it comes to coloring. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some shading behind the cab, because there would be shading behind the cab. And then I'm going to put a little shading at the top of the fender, because there'd be shading at the top of the fender. And I thought I might put a little shading here inside the fender. This is obviously a dually, and so that probably should be brown for mud, because there'd be mud inside the fender. At least there would be in mine. All right, I'll put a little more shading here, like that. Okay, so that's about ready to be called a truck. About ready to be called a truck. All right. Cranberry white chocolate pistachio. Ooh, that sounds yummy. That sounds yummy. And then I'm just going to use my black Stampin' Write marker to color in the door handle. All right. And that is the truck, and that is the sentiment panel. So now I just have to locate my final piece of cardstock that I know I cut. I know I did. There it is. Okay. And we're going to use liquid glue to adhere that to the mat. And help me remember, don't let me put my ribbon on until I put my ribbon on. I meant don't let me put this on until I put my ribbon on. All right, so we'll let that set for a second. And I'm going to, the Real Red ribbon that I'm using is from the Occasions catalog, or sorry, the January to June mini catalog. And it is Real Red 3/8 inch double stitched satin ribbon. And you'll be able to get it in January. And I'm just going to use some glue dots on the back of it, a piece like this. And what I want to do is lay it out so I can kind of see where I want it. This goes right in the middle. And I've already got some ink there, so that's cool. Yeah, that's nice. Good job, Mare. Maybe I can fix that in just a second. Okay, so it's going to be right along that plaid line. Okay, you move out the way, and we'll just adhere this on the back, like so. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my light Pool Party blend And I'm just going to do that like that. And we're going to say that's a dirty truck window. And whose truck window isn't dirty at this time of year? That's what I want to know. I think everybody's is dirty. Can you buy the mini trimmer? No, the way the mini trimmer is going to work in January to this point is it will be a joining incentive. So for folks who are interested at all in joining Stampin' Up!, January will be a wonderful time because in addition to the $125 starter kit, you're going to get, for $99 and free shipping, you're going to get the mini trimmer, another free stamp set of your choice, that's on top of what you've already picked for the starter kit, and a sample pack of DSP that includes 3 or 4 designs out of kind of an assortment of the DSPs in the new catalog. Okay, so you'll get, if you join in January through March during Celebration, you'll get for a $99 entry fee, if you will, you'll get $125 worth of product of your choice, the little mini trimmer, the sample pack of DSP, and another free stamp set, any stamp set you want of your choice, okay? And then all of the really good things about being a demonstrator still will apply, of course. And if you join